acclaimed, appreciated filmmaker, is also my teacher. So from there on, I'll start. And when it comes to, first of all, the entire session or whatever we plan it to be, it's going to be very, very, very a conversational one. And we would basically interact and chat, and we will try to come up with a lot of insights on the role of cinema and how can we make it appreciated, accepted by the young audience of today's era. And for corporate agencies like Damodar Valley Corporation, Coal India Limited, or any other organizations who want to dive deep into the hearts of millions through cinema. So that is what our intention would be through this discussion. And obviously, I would want Ashok sir to comment on this.
At the moment, fortunately or unfortunately, to quote the famous late lamented philosopher Frederick Jameson, we are besieged by a Niagara of visual gabble. I repeat, we are besieged by a Niagara of visual gabble. There are visuals everywhere, on the big screen, on television, on OTT platforms, in advertising platforms, on hoardings. So we are bombarded by visuals all the time, which was not the case earlier on. Therefore, if we have to make something meaningful, for example, if we want to highlight an organization like Damodar Valley Corporation, or Coal India, or Hindustan Paper, or say DCL, then we have to, as Shakespeare said, glean the grain from the chaff. Meaning, we have to leave out all that is unnecessary, that is distracting, and come up with something out of the box. So it's not just that cinema is important and interesting and can be used. It has to be used judiciously, because there are visuals all over, and there's so much of fake news.
Of AI, artificial intelligence, and all the other technologies and prompts and responses of the world, one can generate cinema. Now, is that a problem for the young new age filmmakers who are trying to address cinema as an art form? Or is it gonna be just a simple mere situation that we are dealing with? So
no, I think that's a very important question, Ashim. And we are certainly in the age of AI, artificial intelligence. And we were leading up to it. If you look at the last decade, we have VR, virtual reality. We have AR, augmented reality. And now artificial intelligence is very much a reality. Now, is it good or bad? Now, I have three things to say in this regard. First, you cannot prevent technology from advancing. So let's not try to do that. Let's try to embrace the technology, but let us not allow the technology to rule us. For example, AI can be extremely useful. To give you a technical example, because I'm a technician also, if you have a mixed track for your film and there's a lot of noise on that track, it was not possible earlier on to eliminate the noise unless the effects and the commentary were on different tracks. But now with the advent of AI, even if your commentary has noise and there's only one track, you can actually remove the noise without affecting the voice. Now that's an advantage and you need to use it. But if you want to eliminate the person who spoke, and you can do that. For example, when you made the film in the pre-AI years, you took my voice because I am an established voiceover artist. The second time, you don't take me anymore, you use AI and mimic my voice. That is a problem, because the moment you do that, you go in for a generalization. So the improvisation is not there. So the modulation is not there, you see. So let not the AI become the masters. Tell the students that you may use Chat GPT, but use it judiciously.
Now, their filmmaking is also slightly different. At times, they want to showcase their initiatives, their ambitions through the films that we make, that a filmmaker makes. But they also often try to hide their chaos. How do you, as a filmmaker, address all of these concerns, but still try to come up with a film which probably communicates with millions?
Yes, I think the question was important in the sense that if I were, let's say, a corporate entity and I were to select a filmmaker, who do I select? I will not select someone who just wants to make a film or who's very good at making films. No. I will select someone who's interested in my organization, who will live my role, who will be with me, who will understand why the organization ticks, will read about the organization, its pluses and its minuses, its order and its chaos, and most of all, try to comprehend the fundamental areas which are the strong points, the verticals that identify that organization. But mango tree. Almost immediately, the modern day father appeared on the scene and demanded to know in no uncertain terms who had done the deed. Now, the modern day George had heard the earlier story, so he immediately said, "Father, I have chopped down your favorite mango tree. Please forgive me." But contrary to what happened in the case of George Washington, the modern day father started beating up the modern day son. Amidst the howls of pain, the little boy said, "But father, when George Washington chopped down his father's favorite cherry tree and admitted his guilt, his father forgave him. But you're beating me up." The modern day father solemnly replied, "When George Washington chopped down his father's favorite cherry tree, his father was not on the cherry tree, but I was."